You're listening to an Accent Productions podcast.
All right, welcome back to Moody&D. I'm your dungeon master, Reese Amstutz. Can we get a walk around the table of players?
Hey, my name is Christian Majewski,
Who are you playing?
and I'm playing Niklaus.
Goodness, I'm never going to get used to that.
Hi, my name is Rachel McKelvey, better known as Prof. Mac, and I am playing Adra.
I'm Samuel Bowen, and I am playing Ima Draku.
Wonderful. All right, so just picking up from where we were last week, we were finishing up our session 0. So a couple things about characters are going to be a little different because we've had some new developments in just backstories and character qualities and all that. So we're going to pick up our story this week about, we'll say about, 3 months after Klaus showed up originally. So you guys are all introduced to each other. You know who everybody is. This is just for everybody here at the table, but a reminder of important names. There are 4 major factions. They are not like super hard lines. People pass between them every once in a while. They are the Harvesters, the Militia, the Governance, and the Tribe. The Harvesters are led by Rashik, who is a female lizardfolk druid. The Militia is led by Migosk, who is a male lizardfolk fighter. The Governance is led by Urthej, who is a male lizardfolk bard blood hunter. And the Tribe is led by Ark, who is a male lizardfolk, no class, total commoner. And that's what you guys know. Those are the big names. And then there's also another big name is Surak, who is the creator of Ima, who is the stone golem that we encountered last session, who was built out of the heart of the dragon, who used to protect yada yada yada. Just a big pickup on where we are. And so where we're going to pick up our story, just a little bit of background for you guys. Over the past couple weeks, specifically you, Adra, have been picking up on a lot more rumors and mentions of this so-called door that you've heard about several times. You're not sure where it is, but you do know it exists, and you really, really want to know where it is. And so you've heard a lot more talking about that. And it has come to the point where Urthej actually approached the 3 of you collectively and was kind of like, hey, not going to do his voice right now because his voice is tired today, but said to you guys, no, I'll do the voice. Later today, approximately an hour before dinner, supper together, I would like to meet with you all. We have, shall we say, task necessary for you to complete. And so we're going to pick up when that meeting starts. So you guys know there's not really a command center of the temple. You can see on the map that I gave you guys, it's a lot of open space. There's really only one designated space that belongs to anybody, and that's Surak's workshop. And so he called you specifically to the hallway in the center of the temple on the first floor. And so we're going to pick up there. You guys are right outside the door. Feel free to take it from here. The door is available and open. There's no locks.
Hello, Klaus. How are we doing today?
As always, I am magnificent.
Oh, that you are. You're looking very magnificent today.
I know, I polished my horns today in the morning.
Wow, they're so shiny.
They are beautiful, aren't they?
I love them. Emer, aren't they very shiny?
They are very shiny.
Okay, as obviously stated by our inviter, I am the leader of this group, so why don't I go first into the room?
You know what? That sounds like a great idea. But you should watch out for, little rocks on the ground that you could potentially trip over.
I do not trip. The ground just desires me.
As I'm sure that most grounds do. Very nice. Irma, should we let Klaus go first?
I think that seems wise.
Perfect. All right, Klaus, lead the way.
So what I do, Klaus opens the door, just like pushes it open. I have this huge hat on with like a feather in it. And as I walk in, I take off the hat and I just kind of brush the floor. I bow and I put it back on.
That was really dramatic. And you see standing in the room, Urthej. He doesn't wear a lot of clothes. He's a green-scaled lizard folk. This is something that is just an element of the society you guys have here. Is there are lots and lots of different colors. Big primary ones are red, green, black, and brown. Those are the big ones. And then we've got our lovely gold stone golem over there. So Urthej is a green-scaled lizard folk with orange accents. Hanging at his sides, he has what seem to be, and you guys have seen these iconic weapons for him before, two swords that look like basically two halves of a single jaw of some large carnivorous creature that have basically been sort of sawn off and cut into blades so that he could use them as weapons. And then he looks at you all and goes, come in. And you see not just him, but all four major leaders are in the room right now. Migosk, Ark, Urthej, and Rashik, all there.
Klaus, what did you do?
I did not do anything. I look for like a chair somewhere, like a chair that's kind of higher than everyone else's. If it isn't, I try to find like
No chairs.
No chairs?
This is it's a hallway most other times. It's being used as a meeting room because there is no real command center.
Okay, yeah. Because the door kind of confused me. Okay, then I just...
As he's walking forward, I'm going to change the color of my tail to match the floor and try and trip him.
Okay. Here's what we'll say. I need you to make an attack roll. If you beat his armor class, I'm going to have you make a dex save.
Okay.
Oh, goodness. It was a 5.
Yeah, no.
No.
Nope.
You lost track of your own tail because it blended in that well, and you were like it's this moment of like, dang, I'm good at what I do, but also, dang, I missed.
That's fair.
Okay.
I suppose you all would be wondering why we have gathered you here.
Oh, Klaus claimed that he already knows.
I never claimed that. I, of course, understood that they would need me.
Do you know what we need you for?
No?
Adra, I am sure you are fully aware of the fact that there is a door somewhere here that you do not know the location of. You have heard rumors. You sneak around a lot.
That is correct. I've heard tales of this door, and as you seem to know of my sneaking, yes, I've done a lot of looking.
Yes. Recently, there has come to be an issue. Things that Kazarash was protecting us from have finally reached us. They're coming in small quantities now. But we need, shall we say, a group of people capable of handling them. And more than defend, the only way for us to successfully end this threat more permanently is to go seek it out and find it and eliminate it at the source. That is what we would like you to do.
Do you have any clearer details of the threat that is coming through? You said they're coming in small quantities right now.
Yes.
What does that mean?
One moment. And he walks up to the walls. So the walls in this hallway are murals of Kazarash and him finding the lizard folk and taking them in and protecting them, and shows the temple being built and all that. And so there, you can see these, and there's one particular space within a particular drawing of the temple. And he takes his finger and he just presses into the stone. And it gives. And the wall drops down in various panels. And on the other side of the wall, you see a staircase going down. beyond the staircase is the source of whatever this problem is. They have been coming, as of recent, in the form of... Migos, how would you describe them? Migos speaks up and he goes, the best description I could give is they appear to be some sort of undead dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
What is a dinosaur?
This is a word that we have come to use to they look kind of like lizard folk. Like the skeletal structure is somewhat the same. And those that come through that are not full skeletons but still have flesh on them are scaled. But they're like... They act like... They do not act like people. They act like animals. And they look like animals, but they are scaled. I don't know how best to describe it.
They have tails and everything.
Tails, claws, everything. Yeah.
Are they closer in appearance to me or to you?
Easily to us. Easily to us.
I just kind of shake my head.
And you're sure they're not us, just like a different...
They're 1 feet tall.
Oh.
The ones that have been coming through so far. We have been managing them, but for the most part, they're not very big. But they do pack a punch.
If they are only 1 foot tall, then why should we be needed to disperse of them?
We do not need you to disperse of them. We need you to get to the source and eliminate that.
How do you know that there is a source, that it's not coming from somewhere outside?
I believe it is coming from somewhere outside, but that somewhere outside can only be reached through the dungeon, otherwise they would be coming through the front door instead.
Why are they not coming through the outside door? Because of the mist?
I do not believe it is because of the mist. I believe it's because the only place that they could come from is down there.
This basement that clearly you've known about for a long time, but has been kept from the rest of the lizard people.
And it is meant to remain that way.
Understood. Is it really the only way off the island? Is that what you're saying? Why they cannot come through the mist?
I do not believe it is the only way off the island. There are many ways off the island. There are many ways off the island. We only occupy a small portion of the island. The island is massive. This basement, we do not know where they are coming from, but we believe they are coming from somewhere that can only be accessed through there. Otherwise, they would be coming through the mist, as Klaus has so wonderfully demonstrated. You can get through the mist.
That's true.
I just kind of throw my hands up, posing.
Lovely, Klaus. You say they pack a punch. What do you mean by that?
They're not easy to kill, and they are not easy to withstand.
But you found ways to kill them.
Yes.
How has that been possible?
So, we do not... Perhaps, Erthej, you would know more about this, and Erthej picks up the conversation at this point. I do not know a ton. From my work with blood magic, I can estimate that something in the way of necromantic magics are occurring, and what is necessary to destroy them is enough either magical or physical force to rend the incantations and arcane powers that are holding them together inert.
Do you think that they might be coming from a greater source, as in the farther we go into the dungeon, the greater beings we will encounter?
Yes, that is why we are sending you, so that you can eliminate the greater source.
As you can see, I'm kind of like putting my hands together greedily, smiling.
You seem excited, Klaus.
I do not need to discuss this with you. I kind of just stand to the side.
Understood. Erthej,
Yes.
is there anything that you maybe can bestow us with if we choose to go, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm very excited to leave the temple and explore what's out there, but like to be prepared, you know?
Absolutely. We have... Rashik, perhaps you would be best to describe this. And Rashik stands up and walks over to you guys. And she pulls out from her satchel these two small herbs, about this long. This, for the listeners, being about 4 inches. I realize I'm gesturing with my hands to people who can't see me as well. So about these 4-inch long herbs, and they're wide, thick leaves. And she hands them to you and says, "These will provide an amount of healing. Not a ton, but hopefully enough to maintain you as you attempt this. You do not have to, by no means do you have to leave, find the source immediately, and never come back. You can come back. We do not have very many of these, though. You will not find very many of these. Takes 70 moons to grow them.
That is many moons, and we only have one during the night.
Very astute, Klaus.
You see Rashik just like, she's so close to a facepalm. Just so close. Yes, we do only have one moon during the night, Klaus. That is true. That is very true.
I know, I'm quite observant.
Yes. You can come back to rest. There may be a point where that becomes difficult and less helpful than normal, but for the time being, so long as you feel comfortable doing so, you are permitted to.
Have you found in the little 1-foot ones, which, I mean, sound scary, maybe, exciting more, do they have any weaknesses? Is it hard for them to hear or see? I assume because they're undead, maybe, but...
We have not found that to be an issue for them. Because they are undead, they are not operating on any physical factors. They are purely arcane in operation.
Lovely.
Do they appear to be sentient?
They appear to have some form of will. We do not know exactly how far that extends. They could potentially have independent thought, but it is difficult to tell since they seem fairly united and pack-oriented at the moment.
Have you tried communicating with them?
When something comes running at you, trying to tear your eyes out, having a conversation is not exactly the first instinct.
Maybe to you.
Protect him if he tries to have a conversation with these things.
I don't know. It might be a little interesting. But I'm joking.
I love how Ema's voice has basically just become Eeyore.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is at this point that the Rithej stands up and says, "We collectively do not have many more pieces of information to give you. That is about everything we know, if not everything."
Just one more question, if I could. Since these creatures seem to be arcane and magical in nature, do you think that there might be a mage behind them?
It is certainly likely.
Okay.
Have you any interest? What is your consensus? You are the 3 most able-bodied of our people.
Honestly, for me, anything that gets me out of the temple, I'm down to do.
Anything that brings me closer to world domination, to helping you out, is gonna be perfect for me.
And where I go, Ema goes, right?
This is my purpose. Oh, wow.
It looks like we will go. Thank you for entrusting this to us.
Of course. When do you wish to leave?
No.
I just kind of,
Oh.
as the conversation is still happening, I kind of walked away and I'm sticking my head into like the staircase, just seeing it. I have dark vision, so
You have dark vision. Okay. You see the staircase extends down about 15 feet, and then it levels out.
Okay.
And that's about all you can catch from this space. It's about 10 feet wide.
I am ready to depart immediately.
Sure, let's do this.
Okay. I did not expect you all to leave so soon.
Do you
But
all have your
if-
necessary supplies on you, though? I apologize for interrupting.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I've got, my rapier, but my short bow is back home. But we could maybe figure it out.
Home is upstairs.
You could go and grab it. I need my minions at top performance.
Minions?
Minion.
I mean, servants.
I'm sorry.
Servants?
Yes.
I can't say it.
Fine.
Rashik.
Earthedge. It's pronounced
Is it
Earthedge.
Earthedge?
Earth,
Earthedge.
Earthedge. It won't come out of my mouth. with the accent.
Earthedge. It's a difficult one to do with the accent you're doing.
Earthedge.
Earthedge.
Well, let me run upstairs really quick and grab my short bow.
Does anybody wish to make other errands?
I've got everything I need right beside me. And I kind of just clap Ema on the shoulder.
You're 8 feet tall.
Mhm.
You're 5'4".
About, yeah.
It's more like the thigh.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're like maybe hitting the lower pectoral.
I forgot that he was 8 feet tall. Okay, I just kind of smack him on the tummy.
Audra, are you actually gonna go grab stuff, or what are you actually doing?
I mean, I'm grabbing more than my short bow.
Right.
but,
So what are you grabbing?
I'm gonna also grab my daggers and.
Just grabbing your stuff, your
Yeah.
equipment.
Yeah,
Okay.
just grab my
cool.
equipment.
Okay. So you guys, you grab your stuff. You guys all convene back at this main hallway. Do you have something?
No, I'm gonna leave it
Okay.
in my
cool.
place for now.
When you get back, the only person left in the room is Earthedge, and then these two. Earthedge, yes.
We're just gonna keep saying it silently to myself so it can come out.
You guys are allowed to not know the names immediately. They're weird.
Mhm.
Thank you.
All right. Is there anything else you need before you go?
When we walk down this tunnel, will the walls come back in place? I assume because you're trying to keep it hidden from the rest of the lizard folk?
In theory, they will. We are not sure. We do not go down there.
So you don't know if we could actually get back up.
No, but I imagine if you bang hard enough on this wall, we will have someone posted.
I'm sure that if Ema knocks on the door, they will definitely hear us.
Bong.
That's not the sound stone makes when you bang it against stone.
I don't have a good
I can't make the noise. Yeah, it's roughly like that.
bong.
Rock against rock.
But yeah, no, very clear. If Ema knocks on the door, someone will know.
Perfect. Well, leader?
I do not go first. The leader never goes first. Lead the way.
All right, let's get a marching order moving into the basement.
Klaus will definitely try to go last.
I will go first.
Cool.
Thank you, Ema. You're so kind. And tall.
True. Will we see anything behind him?
Do I have to like crouch down to like?
Yeah, how
Get
big
in.
is the entrance?
So there are tall ceilings. This is like a straight up temple.
Okay.
So first floor ceilings are about 20 feet. Second floor, it doesn't have much of a ceiling. It's got a bit of an overhang, but second floor doesn't have ceilings. But so where you're at, the door that exists on the other side of that, the false wall, is about 15 feet tall.
Okay.
So yeah, no, you fit comfortably. So like, yeah, 15 feet tall, 10 feet wide. So you can make it down there quite nicely. Please tell me who has dark vision and who does not.
I do.
I do not.
You do not. Yeah, you don't either. All right. So
I mean, out of everyone, it would make the most sense.
Yeah, because
That's
if he gets struck with an arrow,
You're not going down.
he
Not necessarily. He's
he
a
does have, like,
sorcerer.
12 hit points probably.
Whoa. 17.
Well, then you do have more hit points than I do.
I was gonna say I don't have many.
This is a squishy party
It is a squishy party.
with no healing.
No, we have the 2 healing herbs.
That's why I could have
but
taken healing word.
I told you to make your character how you wanted to make your character, and I would accommodate.
Yeah, don't worry. I was planning on taking something like next level.
Sounds good. But for the time being, all right.
No healing.
Ima, I want you to make perception checks with disadvantage. Just make one for the time being as you walk into a completely dark, totally underground, no light room made of stone.
But can I not? Because if it's all very wide, I can still see, even though he's tall. I
Yeah,
can
you
still
can't.
see
You
more or
can't
less
see.
everything.
You can see most everything, but you'll see it about. You'll see it about 4 seconds later than he would.
Okay.
So you roll yours just straight.
Okay.
Could I light a torch?
Sure, you can light a torch. Yeah. All right.
Just
Mark
of
that
his
off
own
from your
torso.
equipment because you do have a limited number of torches.
I mean, it starts with 10, right?
I believe you do. Yes, you start with 10 torches, and you're.
Yeah, so I have 9 torches now.
Yeah.
Still at disadvantage, I assume?
Yeah. Still. Well. Here's what we'll do. Roll it straight, and I'll just increase the DC by 2
Yeah, that's reasonable.
because you're in dim light now.
19.
Total.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. So as you walk down, this hallway is about 35 feet long until it eventually opens up into a room. And what you see is very, very simple space. About, let's see, what is that? 60 feet wide and 30 feet deep. There are basically what look like 2 panels on the far wall from you with runic carvings you can tell that it is some sort of metal because it is, you can see the reflection specifically off of the metal as opposed to the stone. And then right in the center, there is a statue that is about 10 feet tall. It's got a 10-foot pedestal that sits about a foot off the ground, and it is this older human male-looking individual with a beard, and it has 2 hands out, and in the center seems to be some sort of opening in each palm, and that is what you see before you.
Okay.
Do we know what a human looks like?
That's actually a very good question. You see this really, really fleshy looking individual with ears that aren't quite as pointed as Klaus's and no horns. He kind of looks like Klaus. Since it's made of stone, you don't know what color the skin would be, so whatever Klaus is probably your nearest approximate. Actually, you would know what
I
a
would say
human...
there was a human that
Yes.
was.
You
there.
knew Collier de Roux.
Yeah.
So you know what a human looks like. You would see this and be like, oh, that's a human. It's not Collier, but it is a human.
Okay. That was gonna be my question.
You would not, Ema, you would just see, no, fleshy. Not kind of like Klaus, but no horns and rounder ears. And then Klaus, you know exactly what this is because you've seen people before.
Yep. And as I see the statue, I walk up to it and I kind of spit at its feet.
Klaus, why would you do that?
Humans disgust me. But I do kind of still walk around and
Yeah.
check it out.
What are you looking for specifically?
Anything that would maybe fit inside of the palms. I'm looking for any engravings, anything that would stand out.
Okay.
Maybe a different material, anything
Cool.
like that.
Make an investigation check for me.
That's not good. Okay. That would be a 15.
Okay. With a 15, you notice on each palm right around the opening is very faintly drawn in some sort of script, some sort of language. What languages do you speak and
Common
read?
and infernal.
You cannot read it.
Okay.
Do we see it after he notices?
Does he let you know?
Wait, how tall is the thing? Because can
This-
I even see the inscriptions at the palm?
You
on
can
the
see the
palms?
inscriptions because they are just low enough for you to be able to reach.
Okay.
So you can see the inscriptions, you can't read them.
Okay.
So yeah.
Mhm. Ada, Ima, come over here. There's some kind of inscription. I cannot read it. I'm guessing that it might be in your language.
Perfect. Ima, can you lift me up a bit so I can get a good look? I speak Draconic and Common.
Wonderful. The question is, would you have ever had to read either of those languages?
I'm sure
Well,
that
I feel like as a rogue trying to learn
give me-
all of the skills.
Yeah, give me your intelligence score.
That's a great question. 15.
Yeah, that's enough. If you had like a 5 or like, if you had less than a 10, I would say you probably wouldn't know how to read it, but because you have more than a 10. This is Draconic. And the script on each palm reads exactly the same. And it says, "Bring me an offering of the arcane."
What does it say?
It says, "Bring me an offering of the arcane."
Can I try casting detect magic on the entire room?
On the entire room.
Yes.
Absolutely. Go ahead and mark off your spell slot for that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you cast Detect Magic on the entire room, please remind me, Detect Magic is blocked by 1 foot of stone, right? So anything behind total cover you can't catch, right? I'm not mistaken.
It's blocked
3
by-
feet of wood or dirt. Wait, sorry. 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of
Yeah.
common metal.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then anything behind total cover you can't see. Yep.
Penetrate most barriers. but-
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So you do not sense anything outside of this room. You do sense specifically that there is, let's see, what school would this be? This would probably be sort of a combination magic between enchantment and evocation. A tether from each palm to the door on its respective side.
Okay. So, sorry, just to see it. This is standing
Yes.
like this, and
Yep.
the doors are behind it, right?
Yes, and so this palm here, so
The left one is
the left
pointing to
palm
the
is
one
connected to the door that is, like, if you're looking at it,
left behind it.
right,
Yeah.
behind
Okay.
it. Yep.
Okay. Also, do I sense anything from Ima? Just out of curiosity.
Yes, from Ima, you specifically pick up these schools of, let's see, evocation, and enchantment. Those 2 schools are the ones that encompass the majority of what Ima is. There are small sprinklings of other schools. You don't get any illusion. You don't get any necromancy.
Invocation mostly.
Yeah, mostly
Okay.
evocation, a little bit of enchantment. There's also like the third most prominent school there is conjuration.
Okay. So without saying anything, I just kind of, you guys can see me kind of like straighten up, and I start walking over to the left one,
Mm-hmm.
and I just look at the inscriptions. I look at everything. Is it also in Draconic?
So the doors do not seem to have runic language on them, just runic design.
Okay.
So it's does not seem to be any sort of script, does not seem to be anything legible, or at least not in a language that any of you can read.
Okay. Can I feel where the magic is centered?
Yes. So it is specifically the tether draws from the hand, sort of splits off into 2 and goes up and to the top corners of the door.
Okay. 2 for both door.
Yes. So it splits off of each hand, divides into 2, connects to one door, and then splits off the other hand, divides into 2, connects to the other door.
Okay. So wait, so sorry, because it's just a little confusing. So there's basically 4.
No, there are 2 doors.
Okay.
The tether specifically seems to go to the top corners of each individual door.
Okay. Can I see anything there?
You do not see. Well, let's see. That's 15 feet in the air. Give me a perception check.
Okay, perception. This is very bad. Oh, 14.
14. Okay, so with a 14, you cannot tell. There seems to be some light. You can't make like out exactly what it is, but it seems to be some sort of light carving.
Okay. I kind of, not without looking back, I just kind of wave with my hand and Ima, could you approach me?
Yes.
Can you see anything in the corners up there?
I look in the corners.
Do you still have your torch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Make a, let's say, investigation check. Also, something I should have mentioned earlier.
Sorry.
The door on the left side of the statue has a small, like 1.5 foot hole in the bottom corner.
Okay.
It does not appear to have been there by design because the other door does not have it. Yes.
21.
21. Okay. What languages do you speak and read?
Common, Draconic.
Okay. You can tell that this is a, you being a sorcerer, let's actually get an Arcana check as well. Reroll that, that's cocked. That's way worse.
Can we keep the first roll, please?
No, because it wasn't.
Okay, well, that's not too bad. 11.
Dang. Okay, that's
Oh,
not
wow.
bad. You can tell that this is the original. The script on the palm is not only an inscription of instruction, it is also an arcane rune placed there to give instruction as to how to activate it. The runes in the top corners of this are the actual magical function. So you can't decipher precisely what it is with an 11, but you know that the activation is not here. The activation is at the statue, and the statue will then activate the runes at the top.
While they're doing all of this,
Yes.
I'm just like circling around the bottom of the. Because I
Statue?
guess you've dropped me at this point to go up.
I let you
Anyway,
down. Yeah.
Okay.
Just drops her straight on the ground.
So I'm just circling the base,
Yeah.
seeing if I can see anything.
What specifically are you looking for?
Anything jutting out. So for me, I think maybe the holes, there's something to fill in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me an investigation check.
Ten.
With the 10, you do not find anything. There doesn't seem to be anything that would fill the holes that was left around the room. Nothing at the base of the statue, nothing in that fashion.
As Ima is checking out the inscriptions, I look at the hole, because I'm kind of thinking that might be the hole that the little dinosaurs are coming from. So I just kind of carefully inspect it and try to find something that I can maybe shove in there to like seal it up.
Okay, here's what I'll have you do. Roll a perception check to see, just to look down the hole and see what you can see there, and then roll
Frickin' perception.
and then roll an investigation check after that to see if there's anything you can shove in the hole.
For perception, I got an 18,
Okay,
and let me just do the investigation as well.
let's get both of them at the same time.
That's a 5.
Okay, cool. So looking down the hole, what you can see on the other side, there appears to be continual ground. There is no seeming barrier, no seeming enemy on the other side yet.
Okay.
And when you begin to go looking for something to fill the hole with, you find a lot of small pebbles. You could fill it. It would take a while. Probably be easy to dismantle, but you could do it.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay.
So I basically just, because the hole is like right here, right, Ima? I just kind of put myself in between. I put Ima in between me and the hole,
Okay.
and I'm just kind of like, this door seems to be leading to the other side. However, there might also be enemies on the other side, so be careful.
I will remind you, there's also basically an identical door on the right side of the statue as well.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the hole, right?
Right. Does not have the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How big is the holes in the palm of the hand?
So the palm of the hand, because this is a fairly tall statue, the hole itself is probably about the size of your actual hand.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's not a small hole.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I would like to go back to the statue,
Okay.
and when he sees the holes in the hands, he would like to cast Mending and just kind of like fix it. If he can.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna have you do. Roll in. Which hand are you gonna do this on?
In my head, it was the left one first.
Okay. So left hand being facing the statue left. Yes.
Like looking at the statue, starting
Yes.
on his left.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Roll. Here's what I'm gonna say. Roll an Arcana check. Use your
Arcana check.
charisma modifier, though. Actually, no, make a spell attack.
I mean, I rolled a 17, so...
Okay.
So yeah,
What's your spell attack modifier, though?
probably a 5.
Yeah, +5.
Okay. With a total of 22, you begin to cast mending on this hole. And as you do that, nothing occurs. Let me check the language of mending, actually. I want to see precisely what it does. Mending.
If the, damage is more than 1 foot in any dimension...
It does not appear to be damage.
Oh.
It appears to be the way it is. There's nothing saying you need both halves. As you begin to, as you reach your hand out, describe to me what exactly Ima's doing. How does being a draconic bloodline sorcerer work as someone who doesn't really have blood, kind of? What does that look like when he casts spells? How does that manifest?
I assumed his scaly portions would kind of glimmer a little bit,
Okay.
and then he would just kind of just reach out with his hand.
Yeah. So as you go to mend it, with just a touch of your hand, as you pull your finger away, the stone that was missing from the hole fills back in. And now the hand is smooth.
Does anything happen with the door?
You notice... how long does Detect Magic last?
Let me tell you, it lasts for
10 minutes, right?
10 minutes.
You notice that the tether between the left hand and the left door is severed.
Both of them?
So
Yeah, there's one that splits into two, but
right. So what happens is with the left hand, or you're looking at it, so it's technically the right hand. The magic is still reaching out to the other inscription. The other inscription is still reaching out, but the band in between is now broken.
Okay.
And cannot make a connection anymore.
Okay. And the door itself doesn't move.
The door does not move. And that, can I get an Arcana check from you?
Sure. It's not going
to see if you can figure out what exactly has just occurred.
Nat 20. 22.
Wow. Dang. Okay.
Hey.
So you see this, and there's this immediate moment of oh shoot, there's no way to open that door now.
Yep. That's kind of what I figured.
The inscription, the connection has been shattered. The only way to do it would be to try and recreate whatever spell effect was built into this at the beginning, and you don't know what spell effect was built into it at the beginning, and each wizard, each mage does their things a little bit differently. And so it'd be trying to figure out, who is this person? How would they make this magic? And so that's probably not a viable option anymore.
Okay. Sorry, just one more question. From the hole in the wall,
Yes.
can I kind of make out how thick the wall is?
Yes. We'll use your 18 perception from earlier for that. It is about 1.5 foot thick.
Okay.
And that's the door, not the wall. The wall itself seems to be about 2 feet thick.
Okay.
Klaus, I know that you carry a lot of rings on you from before you talked about that. Is there any arcane magic or anything in those rings?
Not arcane magic, they are just beautiful, and I kind of shake them.
One finger lacking a ring that was once there.
Okay.
Okay. Can I try something or differently? Do I detect any magic or fortification from the door itself?
The door itself seems to bear minor abjurative properties. Not a lot, but it's there.
So there seems to be some kind of either magic or fortification coming from it.
There seems to be some sort of magical fortification having been placed on the door to attempt to protect it.
Frick.
In theory, though, because something has burrowed through the door before, there may be a way to undo that.
Okay, can I
I will remind you there is still the existing tether on the other hand.
Okay.
I'm slowly going over to fix the other hand. Please, somebody stop him.
I don't know that the magic is gone. I can't see
I
it.
kind of want to let him do it.
So
As you've been figuring this out and he's been putting
Okay.
in the hole, I've been
Here's what-
ruminating.
or differently.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna have you guys do. We're gonna roll initiative right
Oh
now,
my gosh.
so that we have an exact timeline for what's happening and
Okay.
how. Okay.
Natural 20.
That one.
Okay, so you both got nat ones?
Okay.
Okay, whose dexterity is higher?
I think mine would be. I have a 2 in dexterity, 14 in dexterity.
I have 15.
Oh, frick. So he has a +3.
Yep. All right. So first thing that's going to occur.
Is it? Oh yeah.
Because it's starting at 10.
It's still +2, but
Yeah, sorry, yeah,
because you've got that 1 point higher. This is why they both exist, is because, well, your modifiers might be the same. Someone has a higher dexterity score usually. All right, so top of initiative order. We're going to start with Audra. You don't know what's going on. What would you like to do with your turn?
Oh my gosh. I've seen Ima fill in the first hole.
Yes.
Right? Okay. But I've been ruminating over it because I read the bring an offering of the arcane.
Yes.
So as he goes to the second one, I say, Ima, hold on a second. It says an offering. It doesn't say to fix. We need something that what is an offering? When we had Kazarak, we would
Kazarash.
Kazarash, thank you. As with Kazarash, we would talk with him, we would bring him parts of our harvest. It's an offering. But I know nothing of arcane. So what offering do we have?
All right, next in initiative. Ima.
You love me, you listen to me.
Harvest. Okay. Imo will use prestidigitation to create like a small, like, beef jerky.
That's not how prestidigitation works, but I
Aw.
love that so much that I'm going to let you do it.
Yes. Well, you can make like a trinket in your hand.
Yeah, you can
That
make a
lasts for 6
trinket.
seconds.
It looks like a beef jerky. It's not necessarily beef jerky.
Okay, that's fair. I'll give
It's
you that. Yeah,
magic
sure.
Beef jerky.
Yes, you have non-sustenance oriented beef jerky. It's like if you tried to take a bite of it, it'd probably taste like styrofoam or something like that.
Or
'cause
just like
it's-
stone.
no, it'd be styrofoam because it's got the properties and like physical
Okay.
qualities of beef jerky. So maybe a little closer to stone than styrofoam, but yeah, no, you've got some arcane beef jerky in your hands.
And he would like to put it in the hole in the hand.
All right.
Just like,
As you do that, the runes on the hand begin glowing this white and then flash red 3 times.
So I guess it's wrong.
Nothing seems to
I
have
don't
happened.
see any of that happening. I kind of am listening, but let's just say that everything that I was discovering
Yep.
was happening at the same time.
All right. Since Crisis has been averted and he's not going to try and mend the thing, we can drop initiative order
Okay,
now.
I'm just kind of, as I'm holding my hand on the stone, I just kind of talking to myself say, the magic has been severed. And I don't know if, let's say that I
Passive
sit-
perceptions. Let's get passive perceptions from you guys. What's your passive perception score?
passive.
13.
13.
I think it's 11.
You would pick up on it. Ima would not.
Of him saying
The magic has been severed. You would hear that. You've trained your ear to listen to those
Okay.
things.
Klaus, what do you mean the magic has been severed?
I kind of snap back into reality. My posture fixes again, and I whip around towards you and I say, whatever Ima did has severed the magic that has been linking these two. And by the way, you weren't really aware of the fact that I was casting anything because I wasn't doing anything. So yeah, just so that you know, it might be the first time that you're hearing I'm magical.
Yes, that's true.
That's yeah. But how do you know this?
A king knows everything.
It didn't like the jerky.
It didn't. Do you think that it wants something greater? It did something. Klaus, he did magic and we got lights. Maybe it wants something bigger. Maybe one of your rings, if you do magic on it.
None of the rings have magic in it.
But can you put magic in it? I mean, Ema just put magic on a beef jerky stick.
I don't think so, dear Mr. DM.
You would not be acquainted with how exactly to enchant something at level 2 as a bard.
Because I don't really have any invocate. I do. That's vicious mockery. Can I mock one of the rings and enchant it with magic?
No, unfortunately, that is not how. That's not how enchanting things works, mechanically at all.
You're just like, you are less shiny than the other rings. And it's just magical now.
And it feels bad about itself, and so now it's magical. It became sentient.
Yeah, no, that's not exactly how that works.
Ah, frick on a stick.
I don't know what that means.
Okay. So yeah. Proceeding forward.
I'm going to start looking around sorry, let me start that over. Has the statue stopped flashing the 3 red lights? Or
Yes, it flashed 1, 2, 3, and then went blank.
Okay, just completely.
Okay. Sorry, are you doing something?
Well, I was gonna say want to what do I want to do? I want to walk towards the door with the hole in it and see if I can notice anything. Maybe there's some draconic or something that Klaus missed.
Okay. So here's what I want you to do with that then. Make a perception. Actually, let's go investigation because you're looking specifically trying to search something out.
Perception 14.
Investigation is what I said.
Oh, investigation. 13.
13. With a 13, you do not see any language that he would have missed. Do not see anything around that particular hole. Yeah, no.
I'm getting bored, so I'm going to run back the way that we came and try and talk to Earthedge.
Okay.
Okay. As I see her doing that, I kind of walk over to Ema and ask him to pick me up to the second door so that I can look at the top corners.
Okay. Let's do Audra first. So you run back and you find not only has a wall closed where actually you wouldn't even get that far. So you get back, you go to where that bottom of the staircase should be, and there's a wall there instead.
What?
Sucks to suck.
So instead of seeing a staircase, you see a full wall.
A full wall. I'm going to tap around because I don't have any dark vision.
Oh yeah.
See if I can.
Actually, you probably, because Ema's got the torch, you would have run straight into the wall.
3 hit points of damage. Bludgeoning damage.
No, not 3.
Oh my god.
6.
Comes back with a bloody nose and missing 2 teeth.
Half of it's bludgeoning, the other half is emotional.
That's called psychic damage. That's what that is.
No, but seriously, is she taking damage?
Yes.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, no, that's real damage. That's real damage.
So I gingerly walk back and say,
Hands out in front of you.
and I walk towards the light, the little speck of light until it grows bigger from the torch.
Yep, and you get back to them safely. She's got a little bit of just like this like near purple blood dripping out of her nose, and yeah, she's not. Looks like that's gonna be a black eye tomorrow.
Adra, did you fight any monsters?
No, it appears that we are locked in here, so we've got to figure out what offering the arcane is.
All right, that's where we're going to end our game for this week. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you back here next week at Moody&D. Thank you all for tuning in and joining us this week.